we need to open up the checkout.php, and then we need to activate this form. Remember, we have this form. Let's here give this form action and the method. So I'm going to say action. The action is going to be a file called place_order.php, and the method is going to be post request. And then we need to give these inputs names and make sure that everything is perfect. So here, for the first input, we need to make sure that it has a name. The second one is email. The third one is phone. The fourth one is city, and the last one is address. And the button also check out btn. So let's now create a new file called place order. So I'm going to create a file called place_order.php. And in this place_order.php, what we want to do is that we want first to include the connection. We need to say connection. We need to say include connection, include, and then connection.php. And we also need the session. We need to say session start. And then what we want to do is that we need to say if the is set post checkout button check out btn, then we want to get the data from the form and place the order. So what we want to get is that we want to get the name, the email, the phone, the city, and the address. So we want here to say, first we need the name. I'm going to say name. Name is equal to post name. And then we want the email. I'm going to say name, and then email. Email is equal to post email. Email, and then we want the phone. We want phone post phone, and then we want the city for post city, and then we want the address. And then after we get all of these, we want to place the order in the database. So we need to insert all of these in the database. Let me head on over to the PHPMyAdmin and open up the orders. As you can see, this is the orders table. So the orders table will have the order ID, the cost, the status, the name, the phone, the city, and the address, and the order date. So we need to insert these, and to insert these, we need to use MySQL. Here I'm going to say con, and then prepare, and then what we want to insert is that we need to say insert into, and then the name of the table. The name of the table is orders, and then what we want to insert is that we want to insert the cost. Of course, the ID will be created by the database. You shouldn't be creating an ID. The ID is automatically created by the database. So we need to start by inserting the cost. So I'm going to say order cost, and then order status, and then username, phone, city. So we need to say user_name, and then user_underscore email, and then user_phone, and then user_city, and then user_address, and then date, order date, and then order_date. So make sure that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have a problem here. We have username, email, phone, city, and address. So here phone, uh, name, phone, city, address. We just need to insert the email. So I'm gonna here say, I'm gonna click here on one column, and then I'm gonna say after the name, and then I'm gonna click on go, and then I'm gonna create a new field for the email. I'm gonna say user email, and then I'm gonna say text, and then I'm gonna click on save. So we will have a new field for the email. So we need to get the order cost. The order cost is the total amount, and that can be fetched from the session. So we need to say order cost. Order cost is going to be equal. Order cost is going to be equal to the session total. So the total stores the total amount of money that the user is going to pay for all products. The total cart. And then the order status. The order status will always be order status. The order status will always be not paid, because at this point the user would just place an order but would pay later. So the user would first place an order and then pay. So the order status will be initially not paid, and then after the user pays, we can change this to paid. So initially it's going to be not paid, and then we have everything. We have the order status and everything. The last thing is the order date. We need to say here order date. The order date is going to be equal to date, and then we can use this date, and then we can use any format you want. You can use the year. You can use the, for example, if you want to use the year, you can here say year, and then month, and then day. And this is going to insert the year, month, day. If you want the month and day, only the month and day, you can say MD, month and day. So I'm going to say year, month, day. And that's it. Let me now, after this, we need to continue. So after this, we need to store this in a variable called statement. And then we need to append all of these. So we need to append all of these by using here, by saying values. Here we need to say values, and then question marks. So how many question marks we want? We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need here to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we need to append these values. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say statement. Here I'm going to say statement, and then bind param. And then what we want to bind is that we want to bind the order cost, which is let's say the order cost is going to be the order cost, let's say I for order cost, and then after the cost we want the order status. The order status is S. I stands for integer, S stands for string. So here I, and then S, and then the user name is S, and then the user email S, the user phone is I, the user city is S, the address is S, and the date is S. And then after that, we want to insert these values. So I'm gonna start with the order cost, and then order status, and then username, which is name, just name, and then email, and then phone, and then name, email, phone, and then city, and then address, and then date. And finally, we need to execute this. So we need to execute this. We need to say statement, 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 and then execute. So now we are done with the first part, which is inserting the order into the database. So we just need to save, and we will continue with the second part.